Hi folks, me again. Just going to do a video. This is a video where I've been told what I'm basically doing. I don't know if you guys are like me, and it comes up to Christmas or any last minute job, you know, you're the butt of it, you have to do it. And this is what Shelley's done to me. She said, I need some chairs or some stools to put round a table at Christmas because allegedly we've got none, or they're not the right ones, or we've sold them antique ones that we sort of normally get and have. So she sort of tells me now, and I need to get them done. Now, four stool, it's not just one stool, it's four. She wants four. So, I mean, they look simple, but they're not the easiest thing in the world to make. So I'm just going to make basic stools, but I'm going to put a little bit of a design twist onto them. I'm going to use 4x2 pine. There's two lengths here. I think I used them two lengths and some about 3 or 4 meters more because I milled the wood down. And all this project is out of pine. And if you watch to the end, you'll see what I've done with the design aspect on it. Now, what I try to do is simplicity for speed. So, if you guys remember the old sort of 1960s, 70s lab stools, I don't know about you guys in the States and Canada, you might have had something sort of a bit different, but over here in the UK, we had sort of like wooden lab stools and like workshop stools, that kind of thing. And I'm just going from a design from them, dead simple, dead easy to make. You can batch these out if you want to make them yourself. It's just that you want to put your own stamp on as much as you want. You can go as easy or as detailed as you want. The easiest thing to do would have been just get some wood, screw it all together with a bit of glue, and jobs are good, and it'd have been fine. But I can't do that. I've got to make them look right because I can take photographs of them. I can then put them on my website, and then if somebody wants to buy them, I can make them to order. So, and that's the whole idea behind them. And on this design, what I wanted to do was, so after Christmas, if I want to, and I want to turn them into sort of bedside tables or stands or all stands or something like that, that can be done as well. So just to make them sort of like super versatile. And that's it. Just watch out your hands. Anything to do with power tools, just be really careful. Have them sort of lines and marks in your head where, you're not going to go across them. So I'm just going to mill everything down here. I'm just measuring up just to get the sort of them rounded edges off. But I need them off. So I've cut them down and I'm just getting the rounded edges off, and then I'll mill everything. Now, if you watch my push blocks here, I've got some that's going on the website now. So if you want a push block and you want to buy one and support the channel, you can do. They will be on the website. But what I would say is have a go at making them yourself out of your scrap wood. But if you can't be bothered and you want to support the channel, please feel free to head over the website. I can only ship them to UK for now. I can ship them US, but the shipping will probably be a lot more than what they're actually worth. So, but yeah, the option's there for you guys over in the States and Canada. I feel really bad doing things like that, but it's just the postal system. It's a pain in the butt. So just measuring up here again. And what surprised me with this build doing 4, the amount of actual wood I actually milled down. I sort of looked at it, and I had to look at it twice. Look, I thought, how have I managed to sort of like get that to all that? It was just that I must have just got into a zone and started and just done it. I just done it. And them little blocks there are for another little project. Shelley's got lined up, the little tiny blocks. They're not part of this project, but I thought while I was onto it, I might as well cut them pieces up. So here, what I'm going in, these are for the legs, so basic legs. I will be pilot holing, screwing, gluing, and plugging. Now, the plugs I use on these are oak. They're from an old piece of oak furniture from the 1930s, 40s. It was like a dresser, and they're from the drawer sections. And I cut some plugs using that because the piece of furniture was too uneconomical to save and to sell. As an antique piece of furniture or as a vintage piece of furniture. So I thought, best use, I can put it back into something else, and I've got some oak bits and panels off it that I've saved for future videos as and when I get better at my woodworking, I will incorporate some hardwood into my builds. But at the minute, I'm happy with the pine and the scrap wood. So get some glue it on. Just give it a little shifty side to side like that. It sort of like helps the glue sort of bed down a bit. And just don't be in a rush. But I am in a rush because I've been told what I need to do. I mean, always at the last minute. I don't know what it is with my missus, but it's like it's all the time. She'll want something. She'll want it at the last minute. You'll say, "Oh, when do you need that for?" And you think, "Oh, might be a month's time or something." "Oh no, I need it for next week, or I need it for a couple of days." "Well, do you know there's 2 weeks work in 3 weeks work?" "Oh well, I'm sure you can do it, can't you?" And that's the kind of thing I have to put with on a regular basis. I'm not one for moaning, but does this happen to you? Let me know in the comments. So a bit of glue there. That's my little rant over. Different when I have to ask her for something though, to do something. Do you know what are a godsend? Them gloves I've got there. They're really useful gloves. Just watch you don't clout your fingers there. Don't worry, no fingers were harmed in the making of this video. So I'm just pilot holing everything. I've set a stop block up here at the drill press. There's that much of it. I might as well just set a stop block and make it dead quick for myself. If you haven't got a drill press, you can use, you can use your drill. And just making sure everything's nice and neat. Just with pull saw, getting them plugs down. And there we go. Jobs are good, and I'm just going over it here with a sand. I'm using a 180 grit just to get it all sanded up first, because although this piece is going to be sort of pieces, should I say, are going to be like a two-tone vibe to them. The bulk of it's going to stay the actual pine colour, and then I'm going to have like an accent piece. This is what Shelley's staining up now. There you go, nice and easy. Now I've got 100, and I think it's 100. Yeah, it's an 180 grit belt on there, and this is just to make my life easier. I've got this machine. It's not as good as using a normal hand sander. It's not. It's just not using the oscillating sander. This just removes a lot of the bulk, and I do have to go over a lot of it again by hand, but it did massively reduce time on what I had to do, so it was good in that effect. I'm going up here 100 millimeters, 10 centimeters. This is for the bottom braces. Make sure you glue everything, and when the glue goes off, these things are solid, but glues and screws, it's more than enough for these. And in the end, I did give them the Billy weight test. I did sit on them. If it holds my weight, believe me, it'll be safe. Mind you, I've got the sister-in-law coming round at Christmas, so I better do a bit more stress testing on them. Bit of glue. And just line everything up, making sure everything's nice and lined up accurate. Tongue twister, that word. Accurate. Just going in here, nice and easy. Take it nice and easy. Now, funny enough, I'm a git for always rushing, but with this job, I didn't seem to rush. I just sort of like took it in my stride in the end. I think the more I'm learning and the more organised I'm getting with it, the processes of woodworking and stuff, the easier it's becoming to do some of these projects. Like this was an easy batch out project. It wouldn't have took me much less time if I was just making one. I'm making 4. Yeah, it's going to take more time, but it didn't take much more time. Just wiping the excess glue off there. Excess glue everywhere, to be honest. You don't really see it on this video, but there's sort of glue all over the place, which I do get off. And here's Shelley now branding the stools for me. She's got a laser, so it's good practice for her as well. It wouldn't surprise me if this is why she wanted the stool, so she could do this, to be perfectly honest with you. Everything's getting branded. You know, if it moves, it's getting branded. That's the way it is at the minute. I've had to buy the dog a tin hat, just in case. You walk around the house, everything's got wording on it and pictures on it and stuff like that. There you go, the wood junker. So that's that now. That's the sort of, we're getting there with it. So now it's time to put the tops on, and there it is, one of the branded. So that'll go sort of on the underneath side. I could have been big-headed, couldn't I, really, and put it facing up, but it's not me, that. And, you know, they're only basic stools. I'm not a carpenter or, you know, world famous this or that. I'm just a hobbyist woodworker. So I'm just lining everything up. I'm doing this by eye here. You know, they are handmade. I want to give that handmade vibe to them. And you can see where that accent piece there is going to sit on the top. I just wanted to do that. Now, normally, I could have put the like 3-hole design on here, but with the wood being, them lats and stuff being sort of thin and narrow, I just didn't want to do that because I didn't want to take away any sort of strength from the piece. I could have done it. I could have done it if I wanted, but I just thought, let's try something a little bit different. So the main thing here is making sure all these sort of holes are all lined up, because it's not pleasing to the eye once they're done. I'm just going in, countersinking, and making them for them plugs there, making them holes big enough for the plugs to go in as well at the same time. So I'm using 35mm torque screws here. It's nice and easy in. Go in. It's as solid as a rock. Weather's got a bit milder here as well. It's starting to get, well, I don't know if it's starting to get a bit milder. It's just felt a bit milder the last couple of days. I can't wait for the light nights. I like the light nights. So what I've done here is I've fitted one side and I'm going back to do the other side, because on the first one, I've got my measurements slightly wrong. So I thought, rather than take chances, I'll do it this way. Stanley's about somewhere. Oh, there he is. You can just see him in the background. I'm not going out there. It's too cold. But here's where I'm sort of like thinking, doing this video, why last minute jobs all the time? It's like anything. Oh, the dishwasher's broke. Oh, the washing machine's broke. Like, I'm not an electrician or a washing machine repairman or something like that, but I don't know what it is, but she tends to think that I'm a jack of all trades. And I'm just cutting the excess off the plugs here. Well, I've just got to make them right. I didn't need to plug them. I didn't need to go this far. I didn't need to go as much as in with the sanding and the hard wax oil and everything else. You don't need to do all that if you don't want to. It's just that I wanted to. I just wanted them to be right. Because at some stage I will photograph these up, or I'll repurpose them and turn them into something else after sort of Shelley's finished with them. So, well, after we're finished with them, sorry, Christmas. So they've got that sort of lab sort of style look and construction to them, but I've added a different sort of top that's sort of different from the lab sort of stools. The lab stools would have had a solid top with a hole like for your hand to go in the centre to move them about. So here we are with the hard wax oil. There's links in the description to this hard wax oil. It's really good. I get it from a company called Amicus UK, and anybody that signs up can get a percentage off whatever. Go and have a look in the description. All the details are there. But it is good gear. So the brown paper bag trick, just going over a scrumpled up piece of brown paper. This has had sort of 2 coats of the oil, and I've given it a light sand in between coats. But this just finishes it off, makes it super slick, super smooth. And here they are finished. 4 stools, ready to sit round a table at Christmas for extra guests that are coming. You know, I could have made chairs, but they were a bit more in-depth, and I didn't think I'd have the sort of time. So stools there was, and let me know in the comments what you think. I think they look nice, and the versatile is because I can do other things with them. Have a go at them. There you go. Little bit of an accent there. The plugs pop out. So thanks for watching, and on to the next one. And let me know what you think of these. Bye for now.